Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
So, how are you guys doing today? Now we're live again. So you're good?
Yeah.
Doing well, doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Let's check before we start talking and sharing and answering questions. Check if we're live. So we should be live now on, of course, YouTube. We can check if we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter X. Hey, James. Happy Thursday to you. How are you doing? How is your trading going? And Danny, hey Danny, yes, type in where you're from. We are live now, and it's our AMA. You can ask us anything. So prepare your questions for the next, I think, around half an hour. Yeah, we will be live here. And today we have Tyler and Andreas. Petrus, he's busy, and Tim is busy. So Tyler, and now we have Andreas here as well. So it's good. Yes,
Hello.
Pennsylvania, Romania. Yes, type in where you're from. It's always nice to see.
James, I'm also from Pennsylvania. Where in Pennsylvania?
Your neighbors.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
He's standing in your backyard now.
Yeah.
I'm over here.
Suddenly James starts knocking on the door.
I'll open the window. Maybe he's outside.
That's pretty funny. Small world. I'm a little bit outside of the Pittsburgh area.
It's funny, man.
That's
You
funny.
used to come to the same supermarket. Your neighbors.
Yeah. I'm in Western PA, James.
Okay, so what else? Can I trade Bitcoin? Okay, yeah, this is awesome. Prepare your questions. In the next half hour, we will answer all your questions here. So just type them in. Now we just want to make sure that everybody can see and hear us. So yeah, we will start in a few minutes. So let me know where you're from. But we are live now on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube.
James, yes, I'm a Steelers fan. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Christian, but I am.
I was gonna ask that. I hope that you support the same club.
Yeah, he's Lancaster. He's kind of in the middle, so I didn't know which way he would go. It could go either way.
It could turn into an argument today here. It has nothing to do with trading, but let's see. Okay, so how is your trading going so far? Type in what are you trading today? Nasdaq, US 30, gold. Are we going long? Are we shorting? Let's see now what's going on. So Tyler, what's your? You decided yesterday to go long on Nasdaq. You said.
Yeah. I took. It's funny. I actually flipped from short to long.
Yeah, I should have listened to you then.
Yeah, which can be tricky to do sometimes. I took a short, but I realized I was on the wrong time frame. I made like a chart error. And I thought I was looking at the 2-minute chart as the 2-hour chart. And I was like, that is not the setup I actually want here. And so I ended up flipping long and catching a nice move, like a little over 100 points on the NQ on my FunderPro futures funded account. So it was a good day.
Wow, that was a good one. And okay, that's actually, so you started, when you looked at Nasdaq yesterday, you were thinking about shorting Nasdaq, and then suddenly you said, no, it's going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
It's actually, you know what? It's actually funny, right? Because sometimes when we are planning to enter, we are so maybe blind. We just think this is the way. This is what I want to go for. And sometimes, of course, we're losing. So tell me about what made you change. What was it that you were suddenly so sure that, now it's going in the other direction?
Yeah. So I use like levels and the opening print, and the opening print is kind of like that line in the sand for me, whatever price New York opens at. So my initial short was a morning rejection. We had spiked back underneath the opening print. But as I was watching the rest of the indexes, I watched them in conjunction with each other. The YM and RTY were showing a lot of relative strength. So I kind of lost confidence in the rejection in the short. And my original plan was actually, I had an upper target that I wanted us to go tag at 21,660. So that would have been my preferred trade. So once I noticed the indexes holding their strength pretty well, I was like, you know what? I don't think this short's going to play out. Let me close this here and see if I can find a long entry. So that's what I was able to do.
Wow. And you did it. I mean, that's very cool. Let's also introduce Andreas. So, Andreas, you have been now working for FunderPro for how long?
That's 6 months now. Yeah.
Wow.
That's not gonna lie.
Time is flying. Time is
Yeah.
flying.
It's going fast.
We launched futures, and now all the other projects going in the pipeline. It's actually moving along pretty fast.
Yeah. So you've been working a lot on futures as well. Tell us about this.
If there's anyone in the chat that's tried our futures challenges, I'd be happy to answer any questions or to receive any feedback as well. We've got Tyler here, who by now is probably a bigger expert than me in this because he's trading our challenges as well, and he's already funded. But if there's any questions, I'm of course happy to respond.
And you guys can see we still have the promo here, the crawler here.
Yes.
It's very good. FunderProFutures.com. Okay, let's start. Let's look at all the questions here. And then feel free to ask. Out there, we'll try to answer as many as we can. And maybe later we could also look into the platform or our website for FunderPro Futures, so you guys know how to sign up and stuff like this. But let's find some questions. Feel free to type in now. And yeah, Andreas, Tyler, if you see a good question, feel free to put them on the screen.
Yeah, I noticed this one.
Yep.
And to answer that, with the Forex, you can have multiple accounts up to 200K in trading capital. And with futures, you can copy trade up to 5 accounts at one time.
Yeah, no matter the account size.
Yeah, so you could do 5 200K accounts on our futures. So you could do $1 million potentially.
Wow, that'd be awesome, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really a great, a pretty affordable way to get funded with $1 million. That's for sure.
For sure. When you go to FunderPro Futures, make sure you check and you read about how to request a payout and the rules around this. Okay.
I can see a question here, but I'm not sure how to bring it on screen. It says, "Can I trade crypto?" So yeah, we have, that's the one. Yeah, so on our CFD challenges, we have the swing accounts, which actually allow you to trade crypto over the weekend as well, and actually hold the positions as well.
Look, this is another good question. I think we should talk about it. Why FP is so expensive, probably compared with other prop in the industry, and why 18%, that's too much. Long story short, I 100% understand what you're thinking, and I would say long before I started with working here, I've been trading with a lot of other companies as well. Many companies B-book people, we A-book people, meaning the moment you're funded, we will send you into the real live market. And that's also the reason why we offer daily payouts, meaning that if you are up, and pay attention to this, if you are up more than $50 or 100 or 50, what do we have at the moment? $50, I think. Up more than $50 on your first trade, you can request a payout. So for me, when I look at the whole industry right now, and if I was in your situation and I was like, okay, I need to get funded, I need to buy as many challenges as I can, it's a no-brainer that on top of your list, one of the companies you should trade with should be FunderPro, because you don't have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to request a payout, and then afterward you can go out and buy challenges left and right as you want. So yes, we are not the cheapest, and we're not the most easy company to pass. But we also have some other things we offer, like daily payouts, and we're with you. So request as much as you can. As long as you follow our rules, you have a very good opportunity to really cash out big time. Okay, let's look at another question.
I saw this from Scrooge. I wanted to just address this. Scrooge tunes into the trading live streams. And so he's talking about how the drawdown is not as much. And that is something. So when you know, now that we have the Forex and the futures offerings, there's going to be differences like that, where in Forex, the Forex accounts, they're a little bit more expensive, but they give you a bigger drawdown, right? And, you know, we have the 2-phase or the fast track. So they're a little bit of a wider target, and you also get a bigger drawdown. The futures are going to be a little bit of smaller targets with a little bit of a tighter drawdown. But that being said, the futures are also cheaper cost of entry too. And Scrooge, we talked about position sizing a little bit. I know you're new to futures, so really you can trade, like if you're trading a 50K account, you should be trading 2 to 4 micros. Like that really should be the size that you're using. Anything bigger than that, it's going to be, you know, they're going to be hard. You just got to size down a little bit, but we'll talk about it more in the stream. But I just wanted to talk to you about that. You definitely can still pass them. You just got to adjust a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's also important to note here that the daily drawdown is not a breach, right? So if you hit that daily loss limit, we're going to pause your account until the next day. So basically, the idea behind this is that if you're having a bad day, we want you to pause. We're going to liquidate all the positions. We want you to step back, take a rest until the next day, and then you come back with a fresh mindset to trade the next day.
Yeah, I can tell you as a trader that can be frustrating in the moment, because you're fighting it. You want to make your losses back, but I can't tell you how many times the next day I've woken up and like, wow, I'm happy that I didn't keep going and breach my account. So that's definitely a trader friendly role, even if it doesn't always feel like it.
So somebody is saying risk management. Feel free to type in, what's your risk management strategy? How much do you risk per trade? Let's say in when you're trading futures, it could be interesting to hear. Okay, let's find another one here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, risk management, I know a lot of people will use percentages. I kind of keep like a dollar amount that I feel comfortable with. On a 50K account, it's maybe a couple $100, for example, per trade. But something that I will do is I'll take a trim, and then sometimes I'll add into my trades and kind of make my average entry price worse, but be a little bit bigger in size. And I kind of will trail my stops and reduce my risk that way.
You know, for a long time, I've been thinking about doing a video, and it's related to this here. Can you please provide a 30% discount? Tyler, how long have you been trading now?
4 years now.
How many challenges do you think you've been taking?
I have probably taken 40.
Yeah.
At least 40 or 50, I would say.
Yeah, I'm more or less in the same category, right?
Yeah.
And when I started as well, I was like, yeah, where can I find the cheapest challenge and the highest discount? I will say there's something wrong in this industry where traders are thinking too much about getting a discount code when you're buying a challenge. Because at the end of the day, what you should look for it is that, can I trust the company I'm trading with, and am I sure that I can get a payout if you manage to come to this point? So it's secondary regarding how many percent the company offers as a promo, as a discount. And the good thing here, you will of course get your registration fee back. So if you get 10, 20 or 30% in discount, you will get it back the moment you pass the challenge. So I've seen it online also. People are talking a lot about this, and I think people should pay more attention to how fast can they get a payout than how big the promo code they can get. Okay, let's find another one.
I just wanted to explain this one for Scrooge and anybody else who's interested in futures and maybe doesn't know. But so micros and minis are not the same thing. They're two different size contracts. So you're trading the same chart, but the contract size moves drastically different. So if you're trading with the minis on NQ, for every one NQ contract you have, is going to move $20 per point. And the NQ can move 100 points pretty quickly. So, you know, that's $2,000 with just one contract. That's pretty big size. And then the micros are 1/10 of that. So one micro is $2. So for every one micro contract you have, it's $2 per point on the NQ. So it's the same chart. You're trading the same underlying asset. You're just doing it with a drastically different size. So hopefully that makes sense.
Maybe we should
also
add,
sorry, just a good point on this, I think, for futures as well, is that if you trade 10 micros and one mini, Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the same thing, right? Instead of trading one standard contract, mini contract, you could trade 10 micros and it would be exactly the same outcome. It just gives you the ability to scale in and scale out if you have the micros there. So also, I'm not a big trader, but I think that you can actually manage your risk better as well if you trade the micros instead of the full contract.
100%, because if you, for instance, we know how charts move, right? They can't just go straight up or straight down. You know, if you're long, they make a move up. So say if you take a long entry, it makes a move up, you know, it's going to have to do some sort of pullback. So if you add on that pullback and expect it to continue higher, and then once you add to that size, your average price is not worse, but you can drag your stop up and maybe drag it to break even at that point. And so you can get in with bigger size, like he said, scaling it out in and out. Using the micros makes you way more flexible, and And I definitely suggest using the micros.
Very cool.
And
So
there's
how
another
many of you,
question.
how many of you are trading futures at the moment? Please type in one. Type in one in the comment if you're trading futures. What did you say, Andreas?
There's one question here I just wanted to pull up, but again, I haven't connected my YouTube account, so apparently I can't pull them up. There was one talking about Tradeovate and NinjaTrader, I think. For
okay, I was
futures.
looking at that too, and I clicked on the wrong one. But go ahead and say what you wanted to say, and I can chime in with that as well.
Yeah, so we're in talks. It's we're getting there. It's just a matter of, I think, getting all the legal stuff in place and the commercials and the agreements, and it should be available hopefully second quarter of 2025. So a couple more months and it'll be there. But we are also we're talking about futures too much here, but Atlas and Quantower, for anybody who knows, are two other big platforms that trade futures. They're also coming a lot sooner than NinjaTrader or Tradeovate, hopefully in the next month.
So maybe somebody type one, meaning that you're trading futures. And for those of you who don't know, maybe Tyler, should we bring up here? We bring up the futures website, and maybe we can share.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of address the same thing with Mark. There was I can log into my account here on the futures site and show you guys the Volumetrica web platform that's integrated into your dashboards. I've used Tradeovate as a trader myself. I do like Tradeovate, but I promise you, Volumetrica is not that much different. It's really not. So if you're willing to just try something new, I think you'll find that it's not anything crazy, and we'll look at that here. So
try to scroll down, Tyler. It's on. We're sharing your screen now. So as you can see here, we have different account types, size. So what do you prefer, Tyler, when you're trading? Are you for?
I normally do a 50K or 100K account. And then if I am able to take a withdrawal on those accounts, sometimes I'll use some of the profits to maybe buy a bigger account and try to scale up the capital a little bit. But yeah, you can see we have the 4 different account sizes here.
Oh, cool. And okay, let's try to maybe if you try to log into your profile. Let's say now you have bought a challenge and you log in, and then let's see.
Yeah, so you can see this is is it showing? Oh no, I gotta it didn't switch my I'll share a different one here. Hold on.
Yeah, okay, cool. Let's so people can see exactly what they see. Somebody asked me some questions the other day about that. Okay,
so this is my dashboard here. You can see, hello, Tyler. This is the first challenge that I took, and I got funded. So you can see I'm funded here. I'm up $1,500 on my funded account so far. I did do a second account that I breached, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But that's okay. That's all right. It happens. And then you can see here, this is your orders. I think the accounts that you've purchased. Your dashboard, you can see your trade history. Like if I were to go into this challenge,
okay,
it'll show you all the data and everything inside here. And
where do I find the platform? Let's say we have a web platform as well, right?
Yep. So you can see here, if you wanted to access, I think it's VolSys and Vol. VolSys and Volumetrica Prop. You can find those right in here. But what I really like is this web platform that's right inside your dashboard, so you don't have to do any extra logging in or anything like that. So when you click, it'll come up here. It'll give you your connection here.
Yeah, cool.
And then that will load. You can see there's this trade panel. So if you wanted to do market buy, market sell, limited orders, you can change your quantity here. You guys can see I took an L today. I hit my loss on that. But you can place market orders here. This cancel or flat button, cancel will flatten any orders that you have that are pending orders. So if you had a take profit order or a stop order that you wanted to cancel, if you hit cancel, that'll cancel all of your orders. This flat button or flat all button down here, if you have any open positions, that'll just close everything. And then so you see this blue and red line here. This is down at the bottom of the trade panel is this chart trading. And so that allows you to place orders right here on the chart. So you can turn that off and that would go away. But if you want to place orders directly from the chart, which I often will do, at least when I'm adjusting my stop losses, you can click here. So say I was in a position and I wanted my stop loss under the swing low, I could just click here. It's not letting me because I hit my daily drawdown today. But if you just click on here, it would do a sell stop order. And then if you click on the green panel, it would do like a take profit limit order. So once you click on those, you can click and drag those around the screen. So we can put that away.
So maybe show people, before we talked about the mini and micro, and let's show people. So how do they find NQ and the micro and the mini?
Yep. So you click on this top left drop down tab here, and you can see what I'm currently on. What I trade most of the time is the micro E mini. But if you wanted to trade something else, you would have to click on this add new symbol, and it'll give you this search here. So you could do ES, which is the S&P 500. And you see cool, it'll automatically go to that. You can see there's different things here as well, but so that's the ES for the S&P 500. You could RTY is for the small cap index, the Russell index. So you could just type that in there, and they'll all come up. You can also do gold. I don't pay for the extra market data subscription for gold, so I don't have that one in here. But the mini and the micros, right? So if I wanted to trade minis, which are the ones that move $20 per point, I would just type in NQ. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. I would just type in NQ, and it would be, you see how it says the E-mini NASDAQ futures. So once this chart comes up, I'm looking at the same chart you can see, but when it's the E-minis, any orders that I place on the E-minis are going to be $20 per point. So if you want to do, go ahead.
No, so let's say when you're trading, somebody's asking here at the same time, what do you think in this situation here? And for everybody else, please type in, what is most important? 1, strategy, or 2, risk management? 1 or 2?
I don't know if you could say one is better, is more.
Who came
important
first,
than
the egg
other.
or the chicken?
Yeah. I don't think you could say. I think they're both required for successful trading, and maybe almost equally so. It would be my opinion on that.
Same here.
Because even if you have a good strategy, no strategy works all the time. So if you don't combine it with risk management, and the one time you way oversize, even if you have a great win rate, you're not going to win every time. So if you don't bring risk management into every trade, one trade blows you up. So risk management, obviously very important. But if you don't have a good strategy and you're not able to read the charts and handle that part of it, it's not going to work either. So I'm
try to remove these things with the symbols right now. Try to remove this one. What is it? NQ? Is it on the way to drop?
Yeah. Now? So say I wanted to do micros. Then anything that's a micro contract has an M in front of it, so you would have to do MNQ.
Okay, cool.
So then once you see that, once you click on MNQ, it's going to have the micro heading in front of it there.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, as you can see, it's the same charts.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You can see. The one thing that's a little bit different on this platform is when you're going to kind of move the price access, if you want to expand it or contrast it, kind of like how I'm doing here, you need it to turn into this like double arrow, which sometimes it does the double arrow, and then when it does the hand, it'll help you can like move it in that sense. So that's a little bit different. That's something that I had to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's not bad. You could do different chart layouts. So if you like to watch multiple things like I do, I mentioned earlier, I like to watch 4 of the indexes at a time. You can do different grid views. So you can pull up 4 different charts and watch 4 different things here.
Look, let me say at the same time, I can see you guys have a lot of questions today. It's fantastic. If we didn't see your question, please always join our Discord and make sure ask your questions in there. Be a part of this community. We have people in there all the time ready to answer your questions, just in case if we didn't manage to answer your question here. Yes, what did you say, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's had any questions on here so far, but but yeah, there's a bunch of different grids you can do. If you want to obviously do all your drawings, this drawing tool is here. If you want your screen to be bigger, you can minimize the rest of your dashboard over here by clicking on that that little X. Your time frames are all here. So if I wanted to look at, the 2 minute, the 5 minute, the hourly, the 15, you have to click on this individual chart. You can see it highlights it. If I click on this one, you can see it highlights it. And then click here and change the time frame, or click here and then come back over and you can change it to the 15 minute, and then that will change.
There's a question about adding YM market data from CBOT. So on our websites, if you go to How It Works tab and you scroll down, we've got an instrument list, which explains exactly which instrument belongs to which exchange. Because I know some traders are not aware that
I'll show that
different
again.
instruments, they belong to different exchanges. So because obviously we pay market data to the exchange, and we cover CME level 1 market data for you. If you want to trade anything that's not included under CME, for example, gold, that's under COMEX, then you would have to purchase your market data additionally from your dashboard. It costs $12 per month. And an important note here for futures traders is that if you buy market data, it expires at the last day of the month. So even if you buy on the 29th or on the 1st, it's going to expire on the 31st or the 30th anyway. And you're going to have to buy again on the first day of the next month. And that's just how futures works, even if you had your own accounts.
Yeah, so you can see here all the different data exchanges, just like Andreas was mentioning, and then you can see the prices for the different bundles here. So the one bundle here is $12 for the CME, COMEX, NYMEX, and the CBOT.
Very cool. This is very cool. Okay, so remember, everybody, FunderProFutures.com, and then as you can see right now, no activation fee. It's a promo we're running at the moment for a few more days. So it's a very good deal if you want to trade futures. Yes, Andres, what are you saying?
Yeah, there was another question that I was just holding on the back of my mind. I wanted to answer. Someone asked if he has, we said for Forex, 200K is the max allocation, right? So someone asked what happens if I pass 2 of them. So you can buy as many challenges as you want, and you can pass all of them, but you can only have 200K in funded capital at the same time. So the rest of the accounts would not be discharged; they would be set in a queue. So if you were to breach any of your funded accounts, then you would be able to upgrade any of your pending past challenges that were in the queue.
So look at this one, Tyler. You've been trading for a long time. Why do you think 99% of people fail to pass a prop firm challenge?
Oh man, honestly, probably lack of discipline. I think trading requires an extreme amount of discipline when there's constantly opportunity being shown to you on your screen all day long, and I just think most people can't not overtrade or oversize. I would say that's probably majority of traders' problems.
I agree. Or sometimes also, people want to pass too fast. Just take it slow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. And it really all comes down to discipline, or, because it's patience, right? They just want to pass too fast, so they're not patient, which is just kind of another form of discipline. It really just all comes back to controlling yourself and your emotions. I think anyone who trades for long enough will tell you, if you spend enough time on the charts and you put that time in, it's definitely doable. The hard part's conquering yourself.
Okay, we got another good question here.
I saw somebody asked.
This one is a funny one.
That's
what
the
is
one
the
I was going to say. Yeah.
best one, win rate or risk to reward?
What do you think, Christian?
No, but I think that it's a combination, right? Because if I have seen people pass trading challenges and the risk to reward was less than 1-to-1, it's very difficult. Personally, I think that I have passed most challenges with a risk to reward 1-to-1.5 or 1-to-2, something like this.
I personally am a bigger risk to reward trader. I aim for a higher R multiple, and I'm less concerned about my win rate. But I think I think your personality matters. You know, your personality and your strategy. If you can do it with a higher win rate and smaller risk to reward, more power to you. I just think you got to find what fits your personality best.
Agree. So how do you take into calculation the, let's say, the consistency rule? Because, you know, you could sit and then wait, and then just do a 1 to 7, 1 to 8. That was a good day, but then you're going to mess with the consistency rule. What's your thoughts, your strategy?
I kind of, when I'm coming into the day, I know it's going to take me a minimum of 3 days to pass the account, right? So I will kind of mentally have a profit target in my head of 1/3 of my overall profit target, right? So with futures, you need $3,000 to pass. So I'll typically aim for $1,000 in a trading day. And like I mentioned, I normally aim for a higher risk to reward. So I'll look for maybe like a 4 to 1 where I'll risk $250 to try to make $1,000. And you know, that's typically how I handle it.
Yeah, I think it's also important to keep in mind if firms have any consistency rules, right? You don't want to go for that big trade and then end up having to continue trading for more days.
Agree.
Take your win, respect the rules.
Somebody is asking, Sea Trader, coming any soon? Yes, a long time ago.
It's here, yeah.
Yeah, it's live. So,
where have you been?
Yeah. So go to FunderPro.com and yeah, if you want to buy a challenge there, you can see. Okay. What else? Keep asking all the questions here, and don't forget. Okay,
one more here. I want to click.
This one.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, this one, Andreas. Maybe you know this one. Where can I find the market data?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's in order to see what instrument is under each of the exchanges, you can find that on the website under the how it works page. But if you wanted to actually go and purchase it within your dashboard, on the side there'll be a subscriptions tab, and there you can either cancel your challenge subscription that renews every month, or you can add any market data that you want on the other side, and you can add level 1 or level 2 market depth of any exchange. There you get to choose what you want.
Yeah, I actually, I'll pull it up here real quick.
Let's look at it.
Oh, sorry.
Hit it.
Yeah, so this is inside my dashboard. You can see I'm on the subscriptions tab, and then right here it says buy market data add-on. So if I want to do that.
You see, we just talked about it before. Somebody said, I just received my refund. So if you take a challenge and with FunderPro.com, go over there to this website, buy a challenge. The moment you pass it, you're up, and yeah, $50 or more, you can request a payout, and we will refund you very fast as well. So it's a very good deal.
I think this CME level 1 bundle is the one that gets traders most of pretty much everything they popular things, most of the popular items.
You get access to all the instruments in the US exchanges like CME, COMEX, NYMEX, and CBOT, but you only get the level 1 top of the book. So I'm not going to go into too much depth about it, but like level 1 is just where you see one price above and below the current price, seeing how many orders are placed, and the depth of market. You can actually see the full book and see how many orders are placed on buy and sell at each price range.
So this here is also another good one. Actually, let me do like this here, so you can all see how much risk should we take in a, I guess, prop firm in the beginning and a prop firm challenge in the beginning, and how much should we do when we are funded. Let's talk forex and futures. So Tyler, what do you do? What's your strategy when you take a challenge? I mean, what? Let's say futures now.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So I think from a mindset perspective, a lot of people will tell you, risk 1 to 3% of your account, and a lot of prop firm traders will take that into that 1 to 3% as thinking of a 50K account, right? I think you should view your account size as your drawdown limit, as your drawdown size, right? So I don't think if you do that, you start trading really small if you're doing 1 or 2%. So I would say I do like 5 to 10% of my drawdown.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Is probably what I do.
So basically, you could have what 10 losing trades, and you will more or less still survive.
Yeah,
before you-
yeah.
I'm in the same situation. It's actually funny because over the last months, I was trading different accounts, and one of them was like around 1%, and the other account was 0.20%. And to do a test, which one was the best, and at the end of the day, as more I trade, I come to the conclusion it's actually better just to trade 0.20% the moment I'm funded. And if I'm not satisfied with the amount of money I'm making, then I shouldn't change the risk, but I should go for more capital.
Yeah, that's I think somebody who talks about that a lot is Burns Skoropinski talks about that, where it's don't start increasing your risk or increasing your size to try to get more capital and repeat what you're doing with more capital.
Yeah, I agree, man. Okay, let's find another one. So it is our AMA. I think we have about 5 minutes left. Remember, if we didn't answer your questions here, go to our Discord. We have people in there all the time ready to help you and answer any questions. And you can hear here Andreas is typing. He's doing his best to answer all your questions.
You can hear me typing? Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Go full speed. It's good. It's okay. Let's see if we can find a few more. What's the best trading strategy? I have an opinion about this, but what do you guys think? What is the best trading strategy? Yes, exactly. I was gonna say that the one that works for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so many trading questions need to come with that caveat. You need to find out what works for you and your personality, because we're all different. And that's kind of that goes.
I actually asked this question to a trader friend a few months ago, and he said, "I could give you my strategy tomorrow, but I can bet that you're not going to stick to it, because the moment that I'm up to $100 and I'm going to take it out, you're going to want to keep going, and you're going to end up losing at the end of the day." So
it's actually funny, but because this is related to the next question here: how to control our emotions on running trades. So if you are up, right? So Tyler, let's say you're up 1,000 to 3,000. How do you make sure that, no, I don't want to take my money now, I strongly believe it's going to be 5,000, 7,000? I mean,
I would say there's a couple layers to that. I think one of them, and maybe the most important one, is just experience in chart time. I've spent, like I said earlier, 4 years trading and staring at charts a lot, and so you get familiar with them. I also have a level system that I use that I trust. I've seen how often price goes to my levels. So I try to, instead of looking at the dollar amount that I'm up, I try to make my decisions based off of the chart and not the dollar amount, right? So I trust my level system. I trust that the chart's going to get there, and I try to make hold to my target, because I trust it's going to get there based off that experience from what I've seen before. So it's not anything you can do overnight. It's something that it takes chart time and experience, in my opinion.
Yeah. So do you feel that you have a number in your head now, and it's different from when you started that? Let's say when you started maybe on a 25, 50K account, and when you were up a couple of $100, that was like, wow, that's a lot of money. But now it's like, no, that's nothing. I'm used to, I need to pass 1,000 to 3,000 before I feel like, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, definitely. Once you've had some bigger winning days, some people who nerd out on this a little bit more than I do, Lido has actually talked to me about this, but when you start having those bigger wins, it actually creates like new neural pathways in your brain that you then start to crave those bigger wins more, right? So I think it happens to all of us naturally. When you start to chase dollar amounts, once again, instead of doing what the chart is telling you and making your decisions based on the chart, I think that's a recipe for disaster. The more you can try to remove money from your thinking when you're trading and make it about the chart, I think the better.
Percentage, right?
Yeah, percentages.
We were also
price
discussing
action,
this. Yeah, we were discussing this yesterday with Christian, actually, because we were talking about some big traders that were making some like 6 figures in profits off one trade. I was like, yeah, it depends on how much you have to invest as well, right? And I think this is where prop firms are solving a big problem, because if you had $1,000 of your own to invest in your own account, you wouldn't be walking away with a 10% on that. You wouldn't be walking away with $100. You want to double that, right? So you'd be taking a lot more risk to achieve that. Whereas with prop, you can go and get multiple 50K challenges for that same $1,000.
It also helps, I think, from a mental perspective too. When you're risking the prop firm's money, you can think more logically about the chart in front of you instead of it's my own money on the line here. I don't want to, it gives you, it's a little bit easier from a psychological perspective, trading with props.
So trading the London session or the New York session, what's your strategy?
Once again, I think this is something that your situation is different than mine, right? I live in the USA on the East Coast. So from a time perspective, trading the New York session just naturally makes more sense for me. It's, it's 9 a.m. for me. There's plenty of volume there. I think there's plenty of volume in London that you can trade it. I have no issue with trading in London. Maybe your targets are a little bit smaller and your stops are a little bit smaller in London than they would be in New York. But I think I would trade whichever one is better for your personal schedule.
So, and here is another one. How to stay motivated after you have lost again and again and again.
Yeah, that's, you really got to want it. You got to, after a loss, you have to be able to kind of detach, maybe you have a hobby away from the markets or spend time with your family, get outside, go touch some grass, right? Leave your computer screen and go and live life a little bit, refresh yourself. And then you got to be determined that, hey, you gotta get back on the horse, and whatever happened in the past doesn't matter. Make the changes that you need. If you made that mistake, track yourself, right? If you made that mistake because of oversizing or over trading or revenge trading, note it, be aware of it, and try to move on and not make the same mistakes twice.
I have a question that I want to ask personally. I don't think anyone's asked it, but I'm curious since I've got Tyler here. So when you have a strategy, right, and you have like losses over losses, like Wayne is just saying here, when do you think it's time to maybe revisit your strategy and change it? Because I'm guessing after the first or second loss, you're not going to go straight away and start changing stuff, right? So how long do you stick to a strategy before you actually go and start modifying it and playing about?
Yeah, this is I think this is something that's a problem for a lot of traders, because they may have a strategy that works, but any strategy is gonna go through periods where it works better than others.
Exactly.
There's a trading math cheat sheet out there somewhere. We've showed it on the live streams before, but it just talks about the problem. If you have a 60% win rate, the probability of you having 1 losses in a row versus having 4 losses in a row versus having 10 losses in a row. There's going to be periods where you're going to stack more losses in a row than you maybe normally do, but that should balance out over time. So if you have a strategy that works, just because it's failed 2, 3, 4 times in a row is not a reason to abandon it and start looking for another strategy, in my opinion. It's just, you're going through one of those slumps, one of those down phases where, all right, your thing you normally do, it's just not working right now, but you've proven over time and data that it works, and just stick with it, and you'll hit a winning streak here eventually, right?
I think you should also look into why is it not working. Is it because there's something wrong with the strategy, or is it because you're not following your strategy?
Yeah, that's true.
Because you could easily have a strategy, but for some reason that you just see something else on the chart that day, and then you're like, oops, oops, and then you lost the challenge based on that. And
the market behavior changes too. Like the market goes through cycles, right? We go through these cycles of these like crazy big trends, and then we go through periods of where you get a lot of failures, and then periods where it's slow and it's consolidating. So being aware of market conditions and maybe adjusting your strategy a little bit to that. But if you're not tracking your data, or tracking your trades, you won't be able to know that.
Agreed. Look, I think we should wrap up and say like that's it. I mean, we can talk for hours. I know that you do it many times a week, Tyler. Let's share with them, when are you live?
Yeah. So we're live. We live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We go on 15 minutes before New York Open. So that's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Depending on your time zone, obviously it's going to vary. But yeah, we have the charts up live in front of you. Where me and Brian, we break down what we're looking at, what's happening in the market. So if you have any questions, we'd love to have you on the live stream. We're not only are we trading and we're taking our trades live, but we pay attention to the chat, and we try to answer as many questions as we can. So yeah, join us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Very cool.
We'll have to get Brian on an AMA. He did an AMA once. He got interviewed. Yeah.
Well, I
You
think
can
Brian's
find it
got
on
an
our
AMA.
YouTube. What's
Brian's got
that?
an AMA every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So you can join there.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. But yeah, if you go to our YouTube, you can find one of his older ones after he started getting payouts with us.
Very cool. Okay, look, let's.
I saw one more question,
Okay,
Christian, I want to answer just because it's the copy trading question, and I want to show him how to do it because it's pretty simple.
Okay, let's go back here. Okay, so what's the concept?
So he asked about copy trading. I'm not sure what he means by Diego said this question here. Does WebTrader do ATMs? I'm not sure what ATMs is, but group trading and copy trading, yes, it does. Let me show you. So we're on the web platform in our dashboard. If you come right here, you can see the copy traders off. If you click on that, it's going to give you this copy trade section here. So if I had more than one account, all my accounts would be listed here, and I could link them up and copy from here. So it's all right in your dashboard, really simple to access. So there it is.
Wow, it's very cool.
All right, now we can wrap it up.
Cool, man. Look, once again, thank you very much for all your questions. Remember, go to our Discord. We have people in there all the time ready to answer your questions if we didn't manage to do it here. And to you, Tyler, Andreas, awesome. Looking forward to do it again with you guys next time.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not sure if Tim and Petros can be back and if they have time, but if not, we will all be here.
We're here anytime.
Yeah. Cool, man. And to everybody watching now, feel free to go to FunderPro.com or FunderProFutures.com. We have an awesome promo at FunderPro Futures at the moment with no activation fee. It's a very good deal. So have a very good trading day and see you all very soon. See you.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.